Tipsy Psychic. Today I wanted to give you some tips about being confident before reading. So we're all humans. I mean, we all have feelings, we all have insecurities, even psychics, even the people who give you advice are human. And if you're not, fuck me, because you're a god. But no, I would really like to spread some of my own insight on what it's like and how to overcome the fear when you're psychic, especially when you're new or you haven't done it in a while. It's not as familiar to you to give a reading. Giving readings are tough sometimes. Sometimes they're really difficult and it's hard for you to feel confident, because if you're not confident in your own abilities, then you're not going to be confident during your reading. You're not going to give them what they need. You're not going to get the information you receive. And so if you're struggling with self-confidence and you're trying to be professional, well, here are some of my tips to make it easier on you. We all have different way of doing things. We all have different styles, but remember that you're not getting information from yourself or from them. You're drawing from something bigger, whatever it is, some higher power. This is spiritual. The information you are giving them isn't wrong. It's just how you interpret it, right? Because you're taking the information from somewhere else. Whoever you're calling upon to get your information, it's just what you receive. Now, how you deliver it is up to you. So your job as a psychic is not to tell people what to do with their lives. The pressure is not on you. You're just telling them what you see and what the information you receive is. So that kind of takes some weight off of your shoulders when you're giving them a reading, because you know that the information is not incorrect. It's just how you tell them. So it can come from anywhere. Some people, they draw a lot of their information or what they get from spirits. If the person's like, no, that's not true, just be like, that's what the spirits told me, because that's what the spirits told you. So say someone's like, oh, I don't agree with that. You be like, well, that's what I'm sensing, that's what I feel, and that's all you can do, right? Because you're the one giving them perspective. You're not supposed to be the right or the wrong. You're not supposed to prove anything. It's just what your spirits are telling you. Also, remember that everyone is going through their own thing. So the reason the person came to you is usually because they're going through something. So be compassionate. Remember, it's not about you. You can feel insecure at the time, but they're not coming to see you for you. They're coming to see you because they are going through something. They need your help. All right, so you can tough it out and help them. Focus on them. It's not about you. And so many psychics get this wrong. They're like, well, I see this and I see that and blah, blah, blah. But no, it's like, I'm sorry you're going through this. This is what I see and I'm trying to help you. So it kind of alleviates the pressure on you too, when you realize that it's not about you, it's for the other person. They're your client. Something that I used to do before going into a reading was I would take some time to myself. I would make sure that before the reading, I would put myself in a certain mindset. I would already kind of focus on the person who was coming to see me and receive information on how they felt. And by putting myself into a more mindful mindset prior to the meeting, I was able to focus on them a lot more and do a better job with my reading. Remember, in any reading, put yourself in their shoes. They're coming to see you. You're talking about their life, right? You're talking about their path. Make sure you put yourself in their shoes. How are they feeling right now? And how can you address them in a way that, will get through to them? Because everybody's so different. Anyone can tell you what your future looks like. I mean, they can read it any way they want, right? But it's a skill to be able to put yourself in the other person's shoes. So remember, most of the time, the reason people come to see you is because they have something going on and they want your help. So it's going to be up to you to really put yourself in their shoes and figure out how to help them, instead of worrying so much about whether you're going to be a good psychic or a bad psychic. Who cares, right? You're there to do your job. You're there to help them, to give the insight that you receive from wherever you receive it. So if you're having a down day professionally, sometimes what you need to do is just to ask questions. A lot of people see this as oh my god, now they're going to find out everything about me. But no, I mean, as long as you are actually getting a good reading and you're not doing a cold reading, make sure that you're leveling with the person and that you're finding out exactly what they want to hear. A lot of psychics, they'll sit you down, they'll start rambling about anything. They'll just say, oh, I see this and that and this and beware of that. But the person didn't come in there for that in the first place. They came in there because they're mourning a loss, or because they are heartbroken, or because they just found the new love of their lives. But if you don't ask them, like, well, why exactly did you come here? And they're not upfront about it, then you're just going to be rambling about it and you won't really know, like, what to do. So direct your reading in a way where you kind of understand where they're coming from. Because the truth is, like, even if you have insight, a lot of the time it's really hard to just narrow it down to exactly why a person is there in the first place. I mean, there are so many things about a person's life. There's so much information out there about a person, so it's about, like, figuring out how you can help them then and there. Usually with that comes confidence. When you confidently understand someone, then you can feel confident about what you're saying and what you're reading. So just remember, don't put too much pressure on yourself. I mean, yes, there's a lot of crazy people there who claim that psychics aren't real and blah, 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 and whatever. I mean, honestly, we receive a lot of hate, and that's something that we have to deal with and have to choose. People will come in and try to prove that we're not real. Whatever, man. Like, they just don't understand what psychics do, and that's their problem. That's not ours. This is not about being right or wrong or having the pressure. This is about helping the people that we care about. We helping people who come into our shop or call us up for a reading and who need our help and want our insight. And that's what it is, using your calling, using your love, your passion, and your gift to help other people. It's not about trying to prove to people that you're better than another psychic. Everyone has their own way of doing things. Anyway, so that was my 2 cents on all that. If you like this channel, please subscribe. I hope you do. And let me know what your experience with a psychic was. How do they usually go about it? I'm curious because I don't see a lot of psychics. I'm usually the one who does the readings, but of course I have to kind of know, like, overall, like, what most people do. I don't know. Anyway, let me know. Bye!